Hi there, hello there, my name is Craft, and Minecraft is like Subway. Yeah, I've said this many times already. You already know this. But the reason why I've said this is because I've actually worked at a Subway for about 2 years or so. So I've spent my fair share of time within a Subway and gathered some insight on how they look across many locations aside from the one I worked at. And one thing that I wanted to do real quick is share how one can build a Subway in Minecraft with my own experience within one. Now, keep in mind, this is not a tutorial. This video is to mainly serve as inspiration to fuel your own creativity with bits and tips to make your build look more like Subway, no matter the aesthetic you choose to build in. So let's begin. The main thing is like the brick aesthetic. That's the one thing you'll want to like carry over, because I don't know if any of y'all noticed, but every Subway has bricks somewhere. They're not even real bricks. They're just the facade of bricks. So as long as this is in, it'll be like a pretty accurate Subway. The front, we have like all the food that you can order. What I decided to do is like I used item frames to show like what type of food and veggies. Like we have steak, we have chicken, we got tuna, we got veggies. But you also notice that the blocks that I use like underneath them act as like the actual like thing that you scoop up and all that. And you just hide that away behind these spruce trapdoors, and that looks nice. You have a bread cabinet, and then you have a bread oven. You can have them like right next to each other, or you can have something in between. It doesn't really matter. Or you could just have nothing and you have just like a massive gap here. That's really up to you. You have the toaster and then the meat cutter. You can also do the same thing with those. You can have a gap between them or have them right next to each other. As long as they're identifiable as what they are, it should be fine. The thing you'll also want to take in note is that Subways, they're small. So just like a limited like front area, like about 2 blocks wide, that'll be perfect. With the back area, you can have like some food like being prepped in them on like item frames, or you could just like have nothing. Really just depends. The type of furnishing, you can either use stone to give like that metallic look, or you can use spruce, kind of like these little barrels that I have. That's really up to you. But as long as like it actually acts as like prep tables, it should be fine. You have a small little walk-in area to like store all the food and stuff that we're not using or are about to use. You have to have restrooms somewhere, because that's just nice to have. Here, I'm actually happy that there's actually nothing in here, because you can just see it's just like a small 4x2 area that you can work with. That way you don't have to stress about like having to fill up too much detail. You have a spot for carry-out orders, because people do use the Subway app, which it's poorly designed, but whatever. And here, I actually laid out all the individual like pieces out here. Have the tables, mobile carry-out, the toaster, and the meat cutter, then the bread oven and the bread cabinet. So as long as like your Subway has like these key pieces within it, it should be fine. And like I said, it could be for any aesthetic. So if you want to do an aesthetic like this, or this, or this, or even something like this, that's perfectly fine and up to you. It doesn't have to like follow like a copy and paste sort of formula that most tutorials do. It's up to your creativity and your skill to add these little tiny pieces to make the whole thing come together, which I really like about that. Now the main takeaway is that Subways can really look like anything, but you can go wild with the designs. You can have them pretty much fit any aesthetic as long as those key things are applied. Again, this isn't really a tutorial on how to build a Subway, it's just like what you would need to have an effective one. Here, let me show you an example. Alright, so here's the Subway in my town without a name. You guys really do need to give it a name. But yeah. Here we can see that it's still like identifiable as a Subway, but I did integrate like the main bits and aesthetic of like the normal buildings, like the little corner bits and the stone, into how the Subway looks, because it's just, you would assume that they're just leasing this area out to the Subway, so they're just made it look like it. And then you see on the inside, it's pretty simple, pretty similar to the one that I made in my normal world, but you see small area, the main table with the there's no toaster up here. There we go, finally has a toaster. The back working area is much smaller. Same too with the freezer, not that much room. But yeah, you can pretty much see here that it doesn't really take all that much to have a Subway fit. But to really like push the nail in the coffin that like Subway can pretty much take any aesthetic let me show you one of my favorite subways that I built recently. Alright, so we are back in New Creeper City because I think you can already see why. In this back area, I built a subway in the new Creeper City aesthetic. See, I have like the little brick showing up, just so you know that yes, this is in fact a subway. It's already quite green, so they don't have to add any more green stuff to it. But you can see in here, yep, this is the aesthetic that the city has fallen with. You see like the desks and tables are a little bit different. Instead of like bamboo, we have like solid blocks as the tables, and we have like spruce for the chairs. But yes, as you can see, the ordering area still has the bricks all around. And you have like the little veggies, you have the table with the toaster, you have the bread oven and bread cabinet. And then this back area is actually a little bit bigger. Only has one table though, but it is a little bit more spacious. And as consistency, this area is just 2 blocks wide. So yeah, this is proof that Subway could just pretty much be plopped anywhere, and as long as you have like these key factors as a consistency, then it should work really well. And look, it doesn't take away from the rest of the city, I don't think. It's just like nicely plopped here, and yeah, it's neat. Yeah, a bit of a smaller video this week. Just kind of wanted to go through all the little bits and pieces of what would make a subway work pretty well if you have like a city design or something that you wanted to abide to, just so that you can have like something functional. Which, I don't know, I think it turned out pretty good. Anyways, yeah, let me know if this helped you out in any way. Also, let me know if I should cut my video upload schedule down to 1 video per week instead of 2 every Saturday. I don't know, I just like these nice short videos, that way I don't have to like put in too much effort, but still, you know, do things that I want to do. And yeah, thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'm out of here.